Hi, I'm going to read my letter to Amanda Fritz that was in response to her nice little letter to me. Okay. So I said, and I included a bunch of people. And Miss Fritz, the absence of a swift denunciation. Okay, and this is January 8th, 2017 at 12:05 p.m. Sunday. Miss Fritz, the absence of a swift denunciation of the police brutality and violence and arm breaking and pepper spraying of citizens does not speak well for your sense of ethics, dignity, or responsibility to the public and state and federal law. A swift denunciation of police brutality would be worth more than millions of dollars of grants and funding, because that would be what PDX needs desperately: leadership. Portland. Furthermore, using your merit as a registered nurse to give cover to human rights abuses, atrocity, brutality, and egregious wrongdoing in violation of state and federal laws is a severe deception. Your fiduciary duty to shield Portland taxpayers from fiscal liability for your leadership failures should not include more deception, cover-up, or open meetings violations. You were elected to represent the people, not pepper spray, beat, and break the arms of the people. Similarly, your failure to provide medical aid in the aftermath of the police brutality inflicted on Benjamin Pickering in violation of ADA in 2013 severely put my life in danger, and your failure to apologize for that serious and grievous wrong, ultimately ending in my near death, hurts immensely. While city attorneys may think it is wise for you to avoid the issue, to save the city dime, there is something more important than money: integrity, ethics, and genuine improvement. Similarly, when you gave criminal cover to my wrongful arrest 6/27/16 to participate in illegal mendacious brutality in retaliation for my whistleblowing, whether or not you attempted to intercede or intercept the wrongful arrest of me as I attempted to prevent further police or G4S brutality is unknown to me. I assume you may be aware of the wrongfulness, humiliation, devastation, and illegal retaliatory nature of that conspiracy against my person. When you slurred my friends yesterday on OPB as psychiatric, I perceived an advancing level of evil and inhumanity in you I wish were not there. You must think carefully before you align yourself with despotic regimes like Comrade Stalin, who use psychiatry to silence political speech. The British Commonwealth may not have the actual First Amendment rights Americans take for granted. Your participation in a campaign of slurring, false arrests, brutality, and retaliation indicates an improper understanding of democracy and American values. I suggest you take a constitutional refresher course, perhaps at Portland Community College paralegal program, to acquaint yourself with the rights your government has so steadfastly abrogated. While I appreciate the sentiments about women succeeding in government, I do not approve of colluding with evil forces or whitewashing crimes against persons such as I, who advance the notion of human and civil rights in the city of Portland. If you disagree with me, that is fine, but I urge you to take my ideas seriously. Do not write me off, and consider that my free advice may be worth more than the paid liars you employ in the city attorney's office, who have not the conviction of conscience at hand to prevent such madness at Portland City Hall as occurred Yom Kippur, or any numerous of days in which illegal exclusions and ADA violations and breach of public trust occurred, which marginalize and demean the full participation of all human persons whose preemptive right to be present has been ruined by your attacks on free speech and persons with disabilities. The intent of the USA v. PDX settlement agreement was to involve the community. The cruel and callous way the city of Portland has baited, gaslit, and brutalized the community, including denying civil damages to parties wronged through unconstitutional and anti-ADA attacks, has alienated the public. Please consider reversing course and finding a way to respect the humanity of all humans in your constituency, not just that of paid employees or police or city attorneys. Thank you for your kind words, but I must let you know that it hurts me very much that you cannot find the courage to apologize to me for the sufferings I endured at the conspiracy against me by Charlie Hales. His continued bullying and the great horror and tragedy of advocating for Ben Pickering in absence of just treatment from PDX after such abuse. As you move forward, emboldened by Chloe Daly's presence, remember that for 3 years my cries for help went unheeded. I was almost murdered, and I was retaliated against with brutal, illegal police brutality, in defiance of the anti-retaliation clause of the USA v. PDX settlement agreement. Why your attorneys let you do such foolish things, I know not. Do remember, you are a human being above everything else, and it might ease your conscience to apologize to me for your silent complicity in abusing and ignoring me. Please feel free to explain if you believe there is something I do not understand. Please remember those younger than us can be our greatest teachers. To claim the title of RN and refuse to prevent torture in your chamber boggles my mind, and it cheapens your oath. Pick one or the other. Your allegiance to Hippocrates is not compatible with your allegiance to the petty financial motive of covering up human rights crimes for Portland City attorneys or corrupt police. Decide who you want to be, a humanitarian or a corrupt abuser. You cannot be both. Shabbat Shalom, Mary Ang. So she sent me January 7th at 11:33 p.m. Dear Mary, belated thanks for this and your other messages. I sincerely appreciate your engagement in the government of our community. Your testimony, both written and in person, is always interesting and compelling. I wish you all the best in 2017 and the troubled times in which we live. Amanda. And I felt like her citing the troubled times was sort of like, oh, it's not really my fault police brutalized you at city council because I'm just this person who just sits there being troubled. And it was sort of this distance, like I was just troubled, so therefore I couldn't assist you, provide medical aid to a police brutality victim who you brought to me and put him before you and demanded your help. So she's basically writing her own conscience off when she writes me that. And maybe I'm supposed to say, oh, thanks, Amanda. Can I use this as a letter of reference? And then I'm supposed to be like, okay, and the police brutality never happened. And then we'll all be good, like that. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to think, but to me, it was an invitation for what I really think. And she was ready to hear it because I had spoken on the Yom Kippur Stampede in November. And she needed to feel me being strong because she can't be when she needs to be. And I'm disappointed that she doesn't have the fortitude to express sorrow, to have fidelity to her medical career, and disallow any kind of torture and abuse. And her participation in Oregon's cover-up culture, it's what happens with the Legacy Emanuel lawsuit, or the Oregon State Hospital litigation with like abuse and assaults. Like that kind of abuse does not flourish in an atmosphere where whistleblowers are empowered, and her participation in suppressing whistleblowers, it's abhorrent, is it not? So that's my latest letter to Amanda Fritz, and I felt so much better after I wrote it. Included a whole bunch of people, including Joanne Hardesty. I don't remember if I sent it to Mike Blue Hair, but I think he would like it, so I'm going to send it to him now.